Hey, everybody, and welcome to Half Read, where the books are optional, but the cocktails are required. Today's episode, Franken-Wine, after Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. They kind of rhyme. Yeah, I think we did that on purpose.
Yes.
Our drink today, all three of us are enjoying a bold red wine sangria with a berry base that Lisa crafted herself, and it's absolutely outstanding.
Delicious.
The recipe will be on our Instagram, and she, as the master cocktail createss, did a wonderful job. So I have to admit, I've already had a full one.
Yes.
Yeah.
On
It
to
has
the
a little
second.
mad scientist feel.
That was what you said
So
about my
good.
hair a minute ago when I put the headphones on. Exactly.
Meg has shown up with her mad scientist hairdo in order to fit the theme.
That's
of
it.
It's
Franken-Wine.
humid, okay? It's
inspired.
humid. It was raining.
It's beautiful.
Oh. But in the theme of today's Franken-Wine or Frankenstein episode, right? We are talking about creation and responsibility. So everything's on the table, guys. Relationships, getting older, parenting, modern day AI, what our kids are exposed to, right? We bring these beautiful little bundles of joy into the world and do everything we can to cushion them. We buy them the best car seats in the world. We basically bubble wrap them, and then we hand them a cell phone and look at what they're exposed to,
No.
right? So at the end of the day, what they're seeing, what they are exposed to, we cannot control all of that.
But we
Not
want
all-
to.
We want to,
want
but it's
to.
just impossible all
So
the time.
so where do we start?
Yep.
Where do we start?
Yep.
God.
That is the question. Because it's really hard, and I think that's the right place to. I feel like that's the right place to start. Of almost, did we create this problem as well? I mean, here we are talking about how concerned we have to be with, right, the technology that's out there and what they can do with it and the ways that they can create it, the way that it's, being exposed to them. But are we not the ones who are providing this exposure? And I think it comes from the place of also feeling there's a responsibility to allow some of this exposure, right? So I feel like that is just an admission and excuse maybe a little bit. But truly, I feel like we kind of create this beast that we then want to try and control, only to realize that we can't control it all the time, and to the degree that we may feel comfortable with, and then also always questioning ourselves of how much should we be controlling it, right? How much should we be exposing? How much then, once we allow the exposure, how much we need to control it? It's tough. It is.
It's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot to take in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it almost feels like sometimes the more we try to control it, the more they rebel against us, and the more it's like, Mom, you can't. You're taking away Snapchat, me, or TikTok. God forbid. Like I put parental controls on my youngest's phone, and you would have thought that I cut his legs off at the knees. Like it was. He literally had a meltdown, and in that moment I knew that I was right to do that. And so he's been social media free from Snapchat, from TikTok now for like 3 months.
Yep.
And there's the dogs.
That's
They're the dogs.
We're live, people.
Yes.
We're live.
They're live with us.
They're chasing the
So,
cat. It's all good. And they agree with us too. No, but he's doing so much better
that's
without
good.
it because
I haven't
those
even
external
opened.
influences.
Yeah.
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 Do you feel that his mood is better?
Yes.
Because
100%.
I find that when he's playing the video games and he's doing, if it's roadblocks or like, just in that engaged for a long period of time, his mood kind of
100%.
switches. And you can totally tell. And even when you call it out to him, no, that's not true. It's not true.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I'm literally looking at you. And the way that you're responding is just so much, it's just different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's when I know you need to disengage.
Yes.
Yes.
And there have been books, like all the literature that's out there right now. I just finished listening to a book. I didn't read it, but listening to a
read
book.
it. We never read it.
Don't read the books. I listened to this book.
Cliff Notes.
Well, my daughter's therapist was like, "Hey, you need to take a look at this and figure out how to more closely regulate what these kids are doing. So I took her phone, reminded her that it's my property. And I went through and realized that someone who my daughter claims was one of her friends, not her, installed a VPN on her phone and had like gone through all of this rigmarole to look at, like, she had Snapchat, she had TikTok, she had like some other private messaging sites, not WhatsApp, but things akin to that. And I was like, what the hell is this? Why do you have a VPN installed on your phone?
Yeah.
So I wiped the whole thing. We had a conversation, and she was like, I don't know, Mom, they told me it was safer to be on the internet if I had a VPN.
I don't even know what do you mean a VPN?
So it's basically like an encrypted network where your IP address and all that stuff is blinded. So some people buy airline tickets on a VPN because you can't trace where you are, right? They say airline ticket sites, if you're in the U.S., they're going to charge you more versus if it can't trace you. If it thinks you're outside the U.S., it'll charge you less. The VPN just basically blocks trackers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Did you know that?
Not at all.
Okay.
Listen, when I
was
heard
like, am
VPN,
I,
I'm like,
like,
when I'm at work so that I can do my notes for patients, I use a VPN. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, very much so.
Is your daughter doing notes? Can she help me with
your
mine?
private data.
Yeah. And
Keeps it private.
See, this is the other big part of it. And, you know, here we are. I think it was at the beginning in our intro episode that, Lisa, you talked about the fact that we don't really know what we're doing necessarily.
Not at all.
We are not. We are from a different generation. Literally did not have cell phones. No. If you don't know the sound of the internet signing in, if you are not from that era, you don't know what we went through.
Thank you.
Right?
AOL.
Hoping that it
Was
exactly.
it AOL?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right? So we are absolutely from an era that did not have any of this. I mean, just the speed in which everything's advancing. It seems like something new is out all the time, and what I thought I was up to date with, now it's just completely new.
Dude,
and our kids are
GPT and Chat GPT 5. I have become a huge fan. It's a huge time saver. Like, I use it for work all the time.
Yeah.
But you think about, like, so our kids now, they plug in, write me a paper, you know, assume the role of a 7th grade English student. Write me a paper that would give me a B+. And you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, those are the smart kids, right? They're like, don't give me an A because that'd be too obvious.
Give me a B+,
you know, give me like a B+.
or an A minus.
Let
Don't
me go
write
a little
it
below
like
my
AI.
baseline here.
Don't use big words.
Yeah.
Don't write it like AI. And then, then they copy and paste what they get from ChatGPT, and then they plug it into this other website that un-AIs it, essentially, because AI has all these hidden characters that it embeds in the script and the text that it gives you.
It's so scary.
Like,
So,
and then you can plug it into something else that eliminates all those hidden characters, and then you can submit it for credit.
imagine if you just used all
insane.
that brain power to do it.
Write
just
the
do
paper.
The paper.
Exactly.
Spend the
To just
time.
read
Like
it
we did.
and
Like
do
we
it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just wild, but you know,
But it's go ahead.
no, I just think that this is the challenge. It's like, I don't want you doing that. I want you using your mind. But these are the tools that are here now, right? And I want them to, obviously, you know, papers and schoolwork and all of that, even the professors and teachers will tell you, you're not supposed to be using this. This is not what we want for you. But beyond that, yes, we do need to learn to live with these technologies. And so it just is constantly this question of, where do we draw the line? What should that line look like? And, you know, it's really challenging. I don't know.
Do you think, I guess I always go back to, like, when you talk about, like, drawing the line, right? Like, and because I totally get that, but a lot of the times I always go back to when we were growing up, right? And you think about, like, I guess because the 80s and how our parents, playing the Atari or playing those video games or listening to certain music was, altering our generation.
Yeah.
And I always go back to, like, is that what what our parents felt then, how we feel now, right? And back then, it wasn't anything big. It wasn't an issue. It wasn't, completely altering us. It was us growing with the times, growing with evolution, growing with like the modern day, which is what our kids are doing now. And are we being too hard? I don't know.
I think
it's hard to figure it out. Yeah.
Looking now, feeling like the outside looking in, which is how maybe our parents felt. Like, you said something that just triggered a thought for me here, is that I feel like up until this generation of social media, the technology, the AI, when I think, especially in music and arts and things like that, it was so much of us pouring into it and creating it and making it what it was. And it was expression, right? And it was expression in our music and expression in the way we dressed and expression. Whereas now it feels like it's the reverse, that the technology has taken hold and telling us what to be, right? It's what I'm seeing on social media. It's what my kids are hearing, 6'7" and Riz and all this stuff. It's like, what does it even mean? You can't even explain it to me, my child. You can't even
high key. Totally agree with that.
You know, like it just feels like the technology is molding us rather than what it once was. Is that we are pouring into it and using it as an expression of who we are. Now it seems like it guides us. Now instead the technology and what is out there is guiding us to be who we are. Do you
I agree with you.
Like, it's,
I hear you. But is that the next step? Is that the next evolution of where we are as humans? Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's like the Terminator. Does AI take over and decide that it doesn't need humans, right? I don't think we're at that point yet. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I would offer as when you think about the people who figured out how to use social media, I think it's a tool that can be used to manipulate the naive, right? So our kids are naive. And when you have these content creators and they're all like, oh, I bought this lotion. You know, and they tap their nails on the lotion jar and they open it up and they put it on there like, oh, my skin's never looked so good. You can buy this on TikTok Shop. And then my daughter's like, Mom, I want that lotion on TikTok Shop. And I'm like, that stuff will peel your skin off your face. It's no. That type of influence is different. There's a political influence I've seen a lot of on social media lately, right? Trying to steer a narrative and
Marketing.
It's exactly that.
It's modern day marketing.
People who figure out how to use it and use it as a tool to manipulate those maybe who don't have the ability to separate fact from fiction. I mean, I saw an AI post the other day about Josh Allen got into a car accident and was killed.
Oh my
or
gosh.
brutally hurt and whatever. And I'm like, oh, what happened? Oh my God, that can't be real. And then the comments, everyone was like, oh, fake. I'm like,
We're
yeah, and it
Buffalo
was
Bills
fake.
fans, by the way.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
And it was fake. And I was like, there was a part of me that was hugely relieved. But what it does is it reinforces the fact that you literally, once you have that cognitive like awareness that all of the stuff you see is basically BS, then you can kind of sort through it and be like, no, this would have been on the news. I would have heard about this differently. But that's where the people who, even politically right now, they're just spewing rhetoric and hoping that nobody fact checks anything, regardless of what side you're on. It doesn't matter. And the same thing for the kids. Like, buy this lotion for $600 and your skin will be beautiful, whatever. You know, I'm over whatever the word, over expressing, over exaggerating. Thank you. 2 glasses of wine. Dang,
Your help.
And some sangria.
Get out, see for the help. Yeah.
I know.
But it's true. I think, and is that the line that we need to give our kids, is that, you know, through all this creation and through all that you're being fed, keep thinking, right? It's not just the machine that should just be pumping out. Right,
critical thinking.
You need to stop it.
That
Yes, and you
critical
need
thinking.
oh gosh, they lack.
Yes.
There's so much lagging, not just in our kids, but this generation. I feel
Wait a
minute.
old saying it, but they're not critically thinking anymore.
Yeah.
Like when and how did we lose that?
Yeah.
Where's those
It's like
classes?
there's
Can
two
I-
sides to every story. You got to
Yeah.
listen to both and then decide for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
today, though, after school, I was having a discussion, and it was brought to my attention that each week, I don't know if this is accurate or not, or if I'm giving the wrong information for my son, but it sounds like he's like, oh, I was able to, read in math class. Like they gave them time to do some like free time. And I was like, well, wait a minute. So, so a math class,
okay.
you read.
You read numbers. Tell me you read numbers.
I know.
Did you read word problems? Did you read
made it seem as if they were giving them time, like each week, or I don't know, week every 2 weeks or whatever cycle period. They give them time in certain classes to do other work. I don't know if you've heard or if the boys have mentioned this before, but I was a little bit really confused because I was like, wait a minute. Why in math class is there a day where you're not being taught math?
Yes.
And I feel like there's like a little bit of this, like, I don't know, just not being able to like spend the time wisely to, right? Every day they should be learning and being taught, and
They should go through the same misery that we do.
exactly. Like it's like now it's like, oh, now we gotta like give them a moment to be able to like do their homework, whatever. Like no, homework is for home.
Yes, yes.
Come on, people.
I know. And that's, and I always, again, and just in line with all of this technology and the AI and the social media, and I always just want to pause and say, who figured out that the way we were doing it wasn't okay, and that it had to be changed. I think, of course, in some cases, yes, that is always going to be the case, that we want to be better than the generation that came before us. But this generation feels really tough in terms of trying to compare and contrast and do things because, and it has to be because of the speed of technology and this digital era.
We're raising digital children.
Absolutely. We
Completely different from how we were.
Completely different. And I feel like that's why I almost felt closer to my parents' generation. And okay, sorry. There is a cat that is cat climbing up the wall.
This is why we need
cat
to video.
Climbing
This
up
is why we need to
the wall.
videotape.
Sorry for that
these
pause,
sessions.
people.
His Lisa's up and shooting.
The cat's
him
okay,
up.
and so's the wall. But
we'll get to video it someday, and then the audience
And everybody
really
can see
have a good
exactly.
laugh.
Yeah.
yes.
Hey, we said we're real, man. We're real.
This is real stuff.
100% real. Yeah.
But yeah, I just think raising digital children and it always comes back is that I wonder if my parents were sitting somewhere talking to their parents saying, oh yeah, raising these Generation X kids is just
Do you listen to their music?
It's tough. And these clothes
All
and-
these things that we listen to.
But
My
you
dad
know
was like,
they
that's
did.
devil
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
remember they used to say that?
Like
a
that's
lot back.
Metallica. That's
Right.
not devil
Little
music.
Van Halen.
Right.
and-
Now, like, think about what my
Guns N'
kids listen
Roses.
to, and I'm like, if they listen to Metallica, that would be tame.
But
You know?
it just feels so different because I think, again, as was said, I just feel that all of our music and all of the things that we were pouring out into the type of media that was pouring out there, Animal House. I'm kidding. But that is the pitter patter
There's literally
that
cats
you're
and
hearing.
dogs everywhere. Yeah.
But I love your house, Lisa. it's so fun. But right, I think the thing is that it was the expression of time, right? Was the generations of ours, the generations that came before us, right? Whether they were talking about the war, whether they were talking about, they're okay. Get that cat.
For the record, the cat is fine. The dogs are chasing the cat, but the cat's
Everyone's
fine.
safe. Everyone's safe.
It's all good.
But right, it was, I definitely am 90s R&B and hip hop, and they were talking about, the social reform and all these. And when I think of the media pouring out, again, it just feels like it is this self, pushing machine that is fed to us. It does not feel like what we're pouring into it. It feels like what's coming back at us, and that we're just trying to keep up with it, all to the point that now we have this artificial intelligence that is exactly that is its own mind and beast, and it kind of is shocking to say, my goodness, look at where we are now, that we have something that is truly all thinking of its own. And it's intimidating.
And it's shaping
It
our
is.
kids.
It's shaping our kids.
Our kids are moving at a pace that we were not moving
Yes.
at when we were younger. And it's trying to manage that.
And how do we
that
keep control
creation.
of that?
So can I just give like a really stupid analogy for a second?
Never
Couldn't
stupid.
be.
No, it kind of is, but you think about, okay, so did you guys watch Star Trek?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Are you kidding?
When you think about
Can we
like
talk about that after?
like for real, like
Next
live
generation.
long and prosper.
Yes.
Hello.
We're doing the finger split. 100%. All three of us can do it.
Hello.
Nice.
Absolutely. But what I mean by this is, like, you think about they're studying quantum physics and they're doing the tech, blah, 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 and like their brains are working on another level, right?
Yeah.
And when you think about it that way, and like all the technology that they have to use, what have you, I think our kids are accelerating their learning in a lot of ways. What I worry about, what they're losing, is the critical thinking piece that we talked about, and that social piece.
Yeah.
Like my daughter has a crush on a boy, and she's like, yeah, when I talk to him, I'm like, oh, cool. What does he say? And she's like, I mean, we text.
Yeah.
She's like, but when I sit next to him in class, like, we don't talk. And I'm like, honey, huh? Yeah. So you text, you have a text relationship, but you can't bring yourself to say actual words to this boy. And does he talk to you? No. Does he look at you? Not really. Like, we just, text. I'm like, okay, that's super freaking weird. Like, don't know what to do about that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to her about that, other than just put down your goddamn phone and talk to the kid. I don't know.
It's hard because they're operating in a way that we did not operate. So it is so hard for us to give them advice and to guide them because we don't understand their world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, to that point, I mean, my son, he was like, oh, you remember that girl that I told you about last year? It's like, oh, I said hi to her in the hall too. And I was like, oh, thank God. At least you're like
You
communicating.
didn't just text her like, WYD, what you doing?
But all I'm
Gosh, they
thinking,
can't even write full words.
No.
but all I'm thinking is that all it was probably a hey
Yeah. Yep. I know.
as they're walking, they were passing, and it's like that's what they're up against. They just. It's a different world, and it's hard for us to like tell them to do those things, like you say, like, oh,
Yeah.
talk to them, communicate, like they don't know that.
So here's my question. And it's a bit of a pivot from the conversation, but it's an actual question. Okay, so we are also in this time. Like, yes, we have to coach them. Yes, we have to be there for them. We have to understand, like, the world they're living in. But guys, like, we're living in this world too.
I know.
And it's insane. Like, there's, I feel like there's a bit of a, I'm about to turn 50, right?
Oh my God.
You just turned 50, and you look 5 years younger than I do, so shut your mouth. But at the end of the day, and Leia, you can't even talk because you're not even close to 50.
45,
Exactly. So
5 years.
45 and alive.
Colonoscopy year, but, sorry.
I still haven't had my colonoscopy. I'm not going to have my... Yeah, no, that's a whole nother topic. For a different
that one
day.
for
For a
another
different day, my friend, for a different day. But no, like, do you ever feel like you have to recreate yourself at this point in time?
Oh my God.
Like, and
That's
I
where I'm
share that
at
to
right
say...
now.
Yes, exactly.
Creation.
I'm learning how to use Chat GPT 5, and it's actually the bomb. Like, I've been interviewing people. I'm like, oh, transcribe my notes, assess this candidate versus my predefined rubric that I created, and it spits out a boop, 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 with all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, I go in and I tweak it. I just double check it because, you know, I'm still me. I'm a control freak and I don't totally trust anything. But at the end of the day, it saved me hours of work. And I'm like, this is fabulous.
Yeah.
But I don't totally trust it yet. And you talk about like reinventing who you are or adapting. You know, I think about, so super quick story. I think about my dad, right? My dad is a music lover. It's like the switching from 8-track to cassette tape. Right? You think about it, you're like, oh, the sound's not going to be as good. I don't know. I just don't know. And then, oh, God, these things called CDs. What are we going to do with these things? And now all that stuff is like so far gone. I'm like, remember when you used to like hack and try to illegally download music on Napster and all these things? And now we're like, oh, Apple, just Spotify it. Like, you get whatever you want. It's all at your fingertips. We have adapted so much to the world around us. Maybe we don't give ourselves enough credit.
We don't. Oh, not at all.
Probably not.
Not at all. I mean, we truly lived a near technology-free, social media, non-existent world, only to now be in the absolute throes of it. Again, we have AI. the fact that we were so completely without it to be where we are now, to have lived through that.
We were the last generation.
We were.
Yeah,
we were.
the last one.
Yeah, exactly.
I
was sitting on the bus when someone pulled out a Zach Morris phone. And the whole bus was like, who's he? Who does he think he is? And I'll never forget that. And it was just like, wow, he has one of those cell phone things, right? Like that. It was truly my experience. Yeah, I was like, oh, he has one of those cell phone things, but I want to have a quarter so I can use the payphone to call my mom or the collect call. As I told you, you know how many times I was.
Who are you trying to call?
Pick me up. Come pick me up.
Come pick me up. It's me. Come pick me up. It's me.
If you haven't been come pick me up on a collect call, you were not from our generation. So yeah, no, we did this. It is incredible how quickly and how much we've already had to adapt, and so absolutely we should be giving ourselves credit for that. But at the same time, it's still such a struggle trying to understand how to guide our kids through it as well. Yeah. Because I think in every way that you just explained, how you still want to pause and think through how this technology is helping you. That is critical thinking. That is maintained. You are still pouring into the system, ensuring that it is representing your expression and thought appropriately, versus just letting it take control. Yeah. Right? And that is my fear of our children seeing this. And honestly, it's even part of my fear of what are my kids going to do? Right? What are my kids going to be? That isn't going to be taken over by AI, that is going to be able to be used in conjunction with what they want to do in life.
And Amazon is laying off 600,000 people. I literally saw an ad the other day about how AI and all these robots, what have you, are going to literally replace more than 500,000 actual jobs for human beings. So your question, what are our kids going to do? That's a great question. Even the medical profession.
Oh, I know.
Right? You plug all these symptoms and scans into an AI tool, and it spits out a differential diagnosis.
Yep. You can actually pay more to get AI to read your mammogram, to get an AI assessment of your mammogram reading. Yeah, no,
I think there's still value though in people wanting the face-to-face, the one-on-one, the actual human interaction. And I feel like people still are looking for that.
For how long?
But I feel like it's a moment in time. Yeah. I know this is just my feeling. It's a moment in time where everybody's like kind of like jumping on that bandwagon. You're, oh, the technology and it's so much easier and yada yada. But I do feel that people still want that physical, that emotional, that
I think they
one-on-one. And I think that people will start to revert back to that at some point.
I hope so.
Right now it's like, okay, let's try this, yada yada. But then I think you're going to get people that understand the value of it.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what I want to use AI for? To win the lottery.
Oh, yeah. Someone did, right? Wasn't there
nice?
someone
Yeah.
that tried that? That's right. Like,
To increase their odds and the probability just based on like straight up numbers calculations of lotteries. I mean, we could do that.
absolutely. That'd be great. But yeah, no, I think that I think we had a lot of questions here about, what are the lines to be drawn, how we're to help our kids, guide our kids, how we're going to be living in this world. And it's a lot of questions with answers I think are still yet to be provided.
So what about relationships though?
Yeah.
Right? I feel like, aren't we always trying to like recreate that perfect relationship or the perfect family dynamic, right? And I feel like everybody struggles with trying to figure that out as to what is the best way to kind of navigate.
Yeah. Some people have these idyllic families, and then to some other people, family is an F word. Right? I don't know that there is a balance. I think maybe that's a narrative that we steer in our own heads and we superimpose upon ourselves based on what we grew up with. Right?
Yeah. Remember? Yeah.
Yeah,
I know we
the
talked
whole
about
conversation.
All of that.
Yeah. Before we recorded, we spent about 2 hours drinking wine and talking about other stuff. So, but at the end of the day, I think it's a manifestation of the things that stick with you from when you're a child and what you're like. I'll fully admit this. Okay, here's an example. So my mom, when I was a kid, birthdays were everything to her. She blew it out. You woke up, you had whatever breakfast you wanted. You got a new outfit to go to school in that day as a birthday present, right? Like, you got balloons, you got gifts, and we didn't have a lot of money. We did not have a lot of money, but my mother somehow made birthdays always very special.
That's amazing.
And you guys have had to sing the stupid birthday songs to me. We would sing different birthday songs, right? Like Happy Birthday and all these other things. And it was tradition in my family to do that. Things that other people just didn't do. For me, they were normal. Like, that's how it was. That's what I transfer to my kids. My kids think when it's your birthday, like, the world should freaking stop spinning on its axis. You shouldn't have to go to school. You shouldn't have to work. You shouldn't have to... Everybody in the world should be like, it's my birthday. And everybody bows down to me, whatever, And, it comes as a harsh reality when you're an adult, when you're like, oh my God, I have to give a big presentation on my birthday and it sucks and I actually can't like relax, or even worse, the day after your birthday and like the world doesn't stop. But those are the things we carry with us. And I feel like it's a bit of tradition in some regard in terms of what we choose to embrace.
Yeah.
But it's also an active choice what we choose not to embrace.
Yep.
And what we don't want to take with us. And while none of it's AI related, it still has very much to do with
how we create, how we decide to.
The reality we create for our families and for our kids, right? I can actively choose not to recreate certain things that I lived through as a kid. Because I really hated it and it sucked when this happened or that happened. Yeah.
You're taking all the good that you had, like that whole moment of your birthdays and that celebration, and that's what you're bringing forward, and you're kind of leaving behind all the negativity. And I think that the three of us probably all can agree that I think we all try to do that, right?
Yeah,
leave behind the negativity or the things we didn't like, and try to bring forward the positives and the joy.
Yeah.
That is why Jay's screwed, because my 50th birthday is in like 4 months and he better be planning something outstanding.
And he did great last year. Listen, he's got a lot
47 is pretty epic, so he's got but the bar goes up. No, but in reality, what you said is 100% right, Lise. It's what we take and what we choose to embrace and what we want to kind of leave behind. It's like you take the best of approach, right? But there are people who don't have that self-awareness to kind of take that best approach too. And it's how you as a parent, how you as an adult choose to kind of cultivate or curate. Maybe that's a better word, curate.
Yeah.
What you want your experience to be moving forward, what you want your kids' experience to be. Like you were talking about that, Leia. Like we actively choose how we want to be with our kids too. Like our parents were perfect, right? Like my dad, my mom, not in reality, but like in the moment I was like, oh, these are my parents. They are perfect. And they were sometimes not, and very actively so. And like you gave a great example earlier about how, you know, in the moment when you're frustrated about something totally unrelated to your kid, when they ask you a question, you're like, meh, 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 and you kind of snap at them a little bit. You take that pause and you say, actually, you know what? I'm going to back up for a second. I was frustrated because of something totally unrelated to you.
Self-awareness.
And I apologize for the tone that I used when I talked to you.
Yeah.
But you're self-aware, though, of that. Like, we didn't grow up with, I think, parents or families that were self-aware of a lot of that stuff. Like, I feel like we're the generation of being self-aware.
Yeah.
I feel like the dogs at some point in time are going to catch the cat. I don't know what's going on over there.
A lot
The thing
going
is
on
that
here.
when they catch the cat, then they just sit and stare at it. They're like, oh, we caught it.
Poor
now what do
Archie.
we do?
Yeah.
Poor Archie.
So it's a great
Archie's
thing.
like,
It's a great relationship. I'm talking about relationship.
Talk about
relationships. And relationships are perfect. But you know what? At the end of the day, we are not going to nail it down. We're never going to have all the answers. But just to have the opportunity to talk with all of you guys about this is what keeps me sane and what keeps me grounded. And I think, you know, hopefully for our listeners as well, it's an opportunity for them to feel like they're unloading a little bit with us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I think maybe with this, we can say thank you, everyone, for listening and joining in, listening in on the crazy, and being a part of the family.
Yeah.
And
Always.
you know what? On the Instagram page, maybe drop us a comment or two about how you feel about what's going on with AI and how you are regulating and really trying to keep it real in your day to day. Because trust me, when I say we could use the advice, also we
Yes,
are
please.
not perfect by any stretch, but
Still looking for those answers.
absolutely. But thank you all so much for listening and being a part of this with us. Thank you for being a part of our book club that's not actually a book club because we are half read, where the books are optional and the cocktails are required.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks.